What's up, my beautiful Aquarius? Honest Am here, the creator of the Honestly Sis newsletter, and I am the. What's up, my beautiful Aquarius? Honest Am here, the creator of the Honestly Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another monthly empowerment read where we use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives. A little bit about me: I do not just use the tarot. I use God and customs in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlamagne of God, it will not stop me. Aquarius, I'm so fucking excited to do y'all reading. I can barely even get it out. How y'all doing? Did y'all have a magical January? I want to know. I was talking to all the Aquarius in my life. I gotta follow up to see how y'all was doing. So let me know. Did somebody come back into your life last month? Did like some old ideas, some childhood memories come up? Like, I'm interested. I ain't got no Aquarius. I think I do got a look. I don't know. I can't think of where my Aquarius is at in my chart. I'm sure it's in my chart somewhere, but they're definitely none of my big three. So very interested in what you guys have going on this month. All right, God, what messages do you have for my beautiful Aquarius, angel number 114, to become the alchemist of their life, to help bring heaven on earth, or just to do magic in public? What messages do you deem worthy for him here at this time? Anything feeling beneficial for their journey of ascension. If any of their guardian angels or ancestors know that they are more than welcome, please deliver these messages to me and bring me as clear as possible. Let me know any potential blocks, challenges, or manifestations that may be in the way. Ashe. Angel number 144. Make sure you check out the description box below. Make sure you check out the description box below. There are always additional information as well as information about me, booking at honestlysis.com. Also, if anything in this message touched you, please give me a thumbs up. That's how more people get to know about this information and we can get it out there. If you really fuck with me, go ahead and tell me your key takeaway down below. Or if you really, really, really like it, subscribe so you'll never miss out and you can come along on this journey. Because we're doing this together, baby. We all in this together. All right. Enough talking. Who? Aquarius. Again. Angel number 222. Again. It's like, no. All right. So we have, starting this month off, the focal point of your February is going to be all about balance. This is our crown chakra. And this is, actually, I haven't pulled this card before. But this is our crown chakra. And I want to say, I'm going to get some more information. This is our crown chakra. I feel like this is dealing with how to, this is dealing with information coming in, like your intuition, kind of like your third eye. That's how I feel it is. But we'll get more information. But I really feel like this month of February is going to be all about like you learning how to balance this newfound power. Like you learning how to really bring your masculine and your feminine side together, because underneath this is perfection, and the perfection is our red card, and it's all about the root chakra, which is like your grounding, setting your foundation. And so this month of February, back into January, you were starting a journey, you had a meeting with destiny, and now you're starting to build your foundation and really get yourself going in the way that you want to go. You're ending your month of February, going into March about discovery. When I see this, it's kind of like I see this rose, but I see this heart right here. And again, this is still another red card. So this is about you. You're just laying your foundation down. So I feel like what God is saying, this month is going to be about you putting things in balance so that you can perfect your vision and go on that quest of discovering your true self and discovering your true heart desire. I kind of feel like this is a process of you, like you're really starting to like, I really feel like it's like I feel like you like woke up one day and was like, I'm done. Like, I'm not doing life the way I used to do life anymore. You're feeling powerful. You look back over your life. You saw all the ways that you were able to overcome it. You don't really like how your life is going right now, but you're not complaining about it. And I really feel like you're just starting to walk it out. And now this month is really about you bringing yourself into balance. Angel number 426, but don't take my word for it. We're going to get some more information about balance. In the purple card, learn to see without sight. The sixth chakra is our sixth sense. This card is all about the brow. This was actually the third eye. So that's why I was saying it was about your intuitive knowing. I did know that. See, we be knowing and we don't even be knowing we be knowing. Angel number 451. So for this card about balance, it says this card may indicate a reluctance to change. You may be hesitating because of the past, but that doesn't mean you should be hasty. Weighing all sides before moving forward. This can mean the start of a relationship. Proceed slowly. So remember, we was ending the month of. That's so funny. I remember y'all reading like the back of my hand, but remember we were ending your month of January with meeting with somebody, having some form of meeting with destiny. And so if you did meet somebody, I really feel like that, honestly, I feel like if you meet somebody within this next 1 to 3 months, I really feel like this is going to be a soulmate connection. And I feel like in order to really get to that end goal, to get where you want to go and to not fuck this up, because you can be kind of self-sabotaging a little bit, I feel like God is saying you're really going to have to change the way that you do things. You're really going to have to like completely do like kind of a makeover, like just personality makeover kind of. And so what God is saying, instead of rushing into this, because you're going to feel it, you know, like when you, especially women, like we just know, like we know when we meet somebody, and sometimes when we know that, we just latch on and we like thinking you mine, you ain't going nowhere, you ain't about to fuck with nobody else, like you are weighing us down. And what we can do is we can fuck up the connection, because it's just like a baby, it's just like a tiny rosebud. If we crush it, if we crush it before it can fully blossom, we can ruin the flower. It won't be able to blossom. So God is saying proceed slowly, like embrace the love, know that you love it, feel that, perfect your vision, but don't feel like you have to just, overdo it. Go slowly, go with the flow. Just let it proceed slowly. Don't be like, you just met this person a month later. You like, okay, so where the fuck is this going? No, do not do that. Okay. All right. For balance, I must create before the opportunity disappears. Periwinkle is a small town theater actor with a big time talent. An agent arrives in town and is quite impressed with young Periwinkle. She offers him a contract and he drops everything that once mattered to him to be available for fame. Feeling for sure that his big break is coming, he alienates his loved ones. He signs a contract with the agency, but there's no jobs. He is told he must wait for the right one. He learns that waiting for a dream is not as powerful as living a love in reality. Running towards something may chase it away. What did I just say? Be wary of being deceived by your own desires. I take with me wherever I go. Is there a part of my life that may be out of alignment with who I am? So again, God is just asking you, like, just really, just like, I love this. I really, really love, that's why I'm starting to read these legends, because I really love this one, because it's like, he was waiting for this big break. He got this so-called big break, but then he had to wait. And then he lost everybody because he caught himself waiting for this big break. And that's what God is saying. Like, what happens is sometimes we get into relationships and we just want to put our all into it. And then we're not talking to our friends anymore. And we lose ourselves because we're trying to become with this person because we just don't want to lose it. But you have to understand, it's just like what Lauren said, Nipsey told her, you can't possess people, you can only experience them. That love of like, you always with me, you doing everything, that's egotistical love. That's not real love. That's loving out of a codependency space. That's loving out of lack. That's loving like, oh my God, this person ain't going, I don't want this person to go. That's not how you are going to approach love. Like, you have to allow people to be who they are. You got to let it flow. So if you have met this person, don't allow this, angel number 845, this person to completely knock you off your balance and all of a sudden you're 100% available to them. No, maintain your sense of independence. Because honestly, what I feel like what's happening is that we're all moving into the season where we're about to start meeting with our divine mates. And in order for us to really, truly get the power of being a divine counterpart, we have to be whole within ourselves. We can't, angel number 911, we can't be trying to be like, okay, when I get this person, I'll feel happy now. No, you got to feel happy within yourself. If you are wanting that other person because you want them to complete a part of you, that means you're not complete within yourself. And so what God is saying, you meet this person, stay in your life, keep doing the things that you were doing, keep yourself, keep working on yourself, keep going on little dates. Like, now all of a sudden keep planning your solo trips. That don't mean that now all of a sudden you can't do your solo trip because you're trying to do this mate. No, he's gonna find you more attractive because you have your own life and you're not trying to throw it all away for him. Okay. All right, let's get some more information about perfection. 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 This card indicates protection in an inner conflict between wanting to look good and having compassion for others. Remain kind and unattached to an outcome. Being right and letting others know that you are right may not support the understanding you desire. I have the same high standard for myself as I have for others. Raspberry needs no makeup to accentuate her exquisite features, but she wears it anyway. She is a perfectionist. She speaks the truth at all times, believing that she is helping others by sharing her truth. While statements such as "your child is overweight" are honest, they make others avoid her. Lonely, she seeks the advice of her favorite, Elderberry, who teaches her that honesty without kindness is cruelty. I'm going to say that again. Angel number 1049. Honesty without kindness is cruelty. Her new vulnerability allows her to see the beauty in others as well as herself. Are you being too hard on yourself and consequently on others? Begin to look for what's right and good in your world, and you will see it. What am I presently focusing on? Knowing what's right and telling others about it may not be the best way of being. So what God is saying is that, just because you feel this connection, just because you know this person, angel number 1123, is meant for you and he's supposed to be your mate, it doesn't mean that person, he may not be there yet. He may not have that same realization. So don't start putting that pressure on him, and you just met him. We do that. We talk so much shit about Natasha from Insecure, but a lot of us are that girl. We meet somebody for 2 months, they be nice to us, and then all of a sudden we're trying to invite them to our family picnic. I had a story on Honestly Sis about that. Men are trash, and it's really about us as women having fucked up dating expectations. Angel number 12. We need to be like men. Men make you earn that shit. Men make you, if you gonna meet his mama, that means you done been through his friends, you done been through some trials with him, he know you cool, and then you can be his mama. Where we meet somebody, they open our door, and all of a sudden we thinking about their kids. We thinking about, oh shit, how I'm gonna have this happy ending. Now we trying to lock them down. Why? We meet somebody who's for us, and then we stop and put our whole life on hold and focus on that relationship. And what God is saying, don't do that. That's not what's going to happen. God wants you to discover, what does a fulfilling partnership, what does an equal give and take partnership feel like? What does a partnership feel like when two whole individuals come together? The problem is, so many of us have seen our parents operating in we've seen so many of our parents operating in toxicity. See, I can't even say that word. Operating in codependency, and we think it's normal. Like my group of peers, my parents, they hang around their friends, they're always together. They party together. They do this together. They go to dinner. They, everything. My dad and my stepmom, they always doing everything together. And at first I thought that's how it was supposed to be. So then I had this mate, and I'm like, well, why you want to do this with me? You supposed to be doing everything with this if we supposed to be together. And it's like, no, Amber, that's codependent. They don't trust each other. That's why they always together. She don't trust him to be out by himself because she think he may do something else. That's why they always together. And you don't want a relationship like that. Angel number 1330. So sometimes we have to be mindful of who we're calling our examples, or who we are allowing to dictate our standards of relationships, because sometimes it's not really healthy. Like, we've been seeing toxic shit be normalized for so long that we don't even know what's healthy, what it feels like. So don't fuck up this relationship trying to overburden this person, don't force it. Don't force it. Don't try to force it to move along faster. Just know within yourself that person is meant to you. That person's going to be in your life for a long time, and just watch it unfold. All right, I'm going to stop talking. God, clarify this message of balance and perfection. How can they balance knowing that this person is for them and right for them and will be in their life without trying to, overburden themselves, without trying to kill the connection? How can they stay whole and true to themselves while also coming into communion with another? Make it as plain as possible, God. Last shuffle. Look at my hair. Oh, here. It's like 2 more years and it'll be exactly where I want it to be. Yes. Woo! Aquarius. Oh my God, Aquarius. You're not gonna believe this. Girl, you ain't gonna believe this shit. You ain't gonna believe it. Yep, that makes so much sense. Okay. So for balance, we have the Strength card coming up. And what do you see right away? You see this woman and she's literally like petting a tiger, a lion, like it's her, like a pet dog. And that's what God wanted you to understand. He wants you to come in balance with your masculine and feminine side. He wants you to come in balance with being the beauty and being the beast. He wants you to like kind of tame this side of yourself that can, like, this is the thing. Yes, it's good for you to know what you want and it's good for you to go after what you want. But once you get it, now, like, switch gears, now be more sensual. Now allow that man to be that man. That's something that we do have to understand. Like, we got to allow men to be men. We got to allow men to take the lead sometimes. Like, and I'm not saying that makes you less of a woman or that makes you unfeminine, but it's like, you have to, and I'm saying this for myself because I had to realize that I wanted happy ending. I wanted, girl, because this is coming for you. I wanted this Four of Wands so bad. I wanted a good foundation with the man while also being independent within myself. I wanted it so bad that I was acting like the Prince Charming. I was getting the guy and I felt like it was my job to kind of make him fall in love with me and all of that stuff, when that's not the case. Like, we have to allow these men to woo us. Yeah, we can know that he's for us. We can know, yes, this nigga gonna be my husband, but then let him show you, let him earn all of that. You can feel that on date one, but let him earn to get there. Sometimes we feel it and then we automatically put it on that person and they didn't earn it. Let them earn it. So God is saying, tame your beast, tame your tame that side just a little bit. God is saying, die to your old way of doing relationships. Angel number 1710. If you have not had successful relationships in the past, don't keep taking that same attitude, into this new situation. God is saying, completely change the way that you handle yourself. Maybe before you had a slick mouth. Maybe before you were the type of person that, if somebody say something that hurt your feelings, you automatically hounding on him. Like, what the fuck that mean? Maybe you were super defensive, and God's saying, you can't be like that. If you want this connection to last, you're going to have to change the way that you're doing things. You're going to have to completely change your mindset. Maybe you were the type of person that if you see somebody, even do a little bit of something from your past, you're like, oh, hell no, this nigga is not for me. You can miss your blessing. So that's why God is saying, really completely die. I really want you in this month of February, and that's probably why perfection is here, and that's why you're still going to be discovering that here in March. I really want you to think about like your relationship and like your relationship to love and like how your past relationships have gone and like what roles did you play in the demise of the relationship? Like how is your relationship between your parents? Like, are your parents married? Has your parents ever been married? Have they had long-term relationships? What type of love have you seen? Your aunts and your uncles. Really think about that, because all of that has informed how you have relationships. And sometimes, like I was saying before, it can be some toxic habits that you saw and you adopt and you think that it's okay when it's really not. So this month of February, really die to all those old ways, because what's going to be happening at the center of this reading is the Two of Pentacles. And that's why God is saying, if you want to come into balance, look at this, two things, balance, synchronicity. What God is saying is that if you really, if you really want to go on this journey, because I really feel like what's going to happen is that, this person that you just met, they're going to do something that's going to trigger something in you that's going to make you feel like, okay, maybe this isn't for me. Even though you initially felt like he was for you, something's going to happen to make you question it. And what God's saying is really just your past. It's really just those old things that are sneaking up, those limiting beliefs. So he really wants you to, instead of going back and forth, decide that you're going to go after this brand new beginning. Decide that you're going to start a new foundation. Decide that you want this. And that's another thing that we have to realize. Sometimes, we inherit the society things of saying, black women aren't lovable. Black women, they're the ones that least to get married. We inherit this thing of feeling like, if you if you are too smart or you have too many degrees, then that means you can't have love. Or if you're too independent, then like we have to let that go. Niggas ain't shit. Like we got to allow all of that toxic shit to die away so that we can really get what's for us, because we hearing that and we taking it in, but we don't really want that. We don't really believe that. You singing the city girls, you up here talking about all that, but yet down the side, it's just like that Kanye line on that independent shit, but trade it off for a husband and the kids. And it's like, it's okay. And it's like, I'm not even about to trade it all. I'm going to be independent and have a husband and a kid, because that's just how the fuck I operate. And so God is saying, don't allow society to dictate what your happy ending is, what your four wands is, what you view for your ending to be. Angel number 2023, angel number 2022. He's saying, create your own foundation for it and then work for it. Put in the work for it. Change, die to your old habits so that you can get the happy ending that you ultimately want. Last thing with perfection is the 7 of Cups. And so what God is saying is that you're just, I feel like, okay. Because this is about confusion. This is about feeling like you have so many options and you're like, you don't know which way to go. You don't know what to do. And you're like, oh, should I pick this? Should I pick that? And God is saying, don't allow yourself to stray from your path. I feel like there it is. You may be talking to a lot of, maybe this is not, maybe you didn't meet one person, maybe you met a whole bunch of people, and you're like, which one of these is the one? Like, which one of these is the one that I'm supposed to be with? Now all of a sudden I gotta now all of a sudden I gotta pick the one that's for me. God is saying, no, it's not even about you like picking the one for you. It's really about you bringing yourself in balance, learning to change your communication styles, dying to those old limiting beliefs, making a decision on what you want your happy ending to be, and then you will find the one for you. Then you will be able to birth a new reality and go on the road to discovery of learning what a partnership really means. That's what we're trying to do. I also feel like this is somebody who, maybe you just the type of person that you play the field a lot. You got a person here, you got a person there. I'm really getting this idea that it's like, you've been dating around, literally fucking around. And like, now you're like, I don't know, like it's time because of how old you are. Like, I need to settle with somebody. I need to find this person. I need to pick somebody. I need to pick somebody that I'm going to be with. And God is saying, if you go about that route, if you allow that to dictate who your person is, it's not going to work out. Like it's not going to be the happy ending that you want. What God is saying is continue to do what you do. Continue to keep playing the field. Continue to keep, learning how to, communicate with these men, learning how to play the field, learning how to die to your old limiting beliefs so that you can get the person that's for you. Last thing that I'm going to say is that I was listening recently to Portia for real. I'm like drinking the Portia Kool-Aid, y'all. Like, I number 2254. Like, I'm just drinking her Kool-Aid right now. And I was listening to her podcast. I want to say it was about being single for the holidays. And she had this matchmaker on. And the matchmaker was just talking about like how she was saying, never, ever, ever settle down in the first 90 days. Like, just do not settle down in the first 90 days. And because she was saying within 90 days, you're going to have your first true argument. And that's angel number 2323 is when you really truly get to see who the person is. So if you meet somebody this month, next month, do not settle down. Do not like throw out all your options. Do not, keep playing the field. Do not make this person your one and only for 90 days. And I'm gonna tell myself that because I'm the type of person that once I meet somebody, I love you, I like you, you my boyfriend, I don't need to see nobody else. But I'm really going to commit to this process of not just throwing not just trying to wife up the next nigga I meet. Like, I really am going to allow myself to play the field, allow this person to, woo me. And then in 90 days, if he's still acting right, then we can settle it down. I hope you use that same advice. But all right, God, give us one tool that we can use to help us bring ourselves in balance. How can we learn to balance our feminine and our masculine side? How can we continue to die to those limiting beliefs? How can we make that decision to create our own version of happiness and fulfillment? How can we not, feel rushed to make a choice right away, but really embrace this journey on becoming one within ourselves so that we can be ready for another. God, please just give us the guidance. Make it as clear as possible. In God's name I pray. Make it as clear as possible. Y'all, this bitch, I'm so tired. Angel number 25. I'm so tired of this girl fucking reaching out to me. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Like, this lady. And I tell you, she is annoying. Okay, God, I'm sorry. Just give us a tool that we can use. One tool, please. One tool. Yes. And I love it. This makes sense. I give my attention to the positive aspects. Things are coming into your experience in response to your vibration. Your vibration is offered because of the thoughts that you are thinking, and you can tell by the way you feel. You can tell by the way you feel what kind of thoughts you are thinking. Find good feeling thoughts and good feeling manifestations must follow. Make a decision to look for the best feeling aspects of whatever you must give your attention to, and otherwise only look for good feeling things to give your attention to, and your life will become one of increasingly good feeling. So what God is saying, you meet somebody, they trigger this thing in you that makes you remind you of your past. Don't focus on it so much, Don't be like, oh, this is going to be just like this. Instead, focus on, okay, that's kind of weird, but I do like that he do this. I like that he's, just focus on a positive aspect. Focus on, maybe not on the fact that you're in quarantine and you don't know what you would meet a mate. Focus on, okay, I'm in quarantine, but I'm about to focus on my body, or I'm about to get my eating habits together. Like, focus on the stuff you do have control over, not what you don't. Underneath this, God is saying, in appreciation, I allow myself to receive good things. The best way to accomplish an improved environment is to focus upon the things. Look at that, God doubling down. The best way to accomplish an improved environment is to focus upon the best things about where you currently are until you flood your own vibrational pattern of thought of appreciation. And in that change pattern, you can then allow the new and improved conditions and circumstances to come into your experience. Look for good things about where you are, and in your state of appreciation, you lift all self-imposed limitation, and all limitations are self-imposed, and free yourself for the receiving of wonderful things. So that's what God is saying. Focus on, instead of thinking about, okay, what should I do? What do I need? This is it. This is what this card say. What do I need to do to get happy? What road do I need to take to make myself happy? God is saying, don't do that. You just focus on the positive aspects of where you are. You just focus on, this is not like, what apps do I need to go on? What events do I need to do to find somebody? No. God said, you just be yourself. You feel love within yourself, and all that love will come to you. The mate will attract to you. We're not going out there and seeking nothing. No, that's not how we doing this. Let's just put these cards out here really quickly to just verify the energy. For death, it has, I have the power to transform. I can transform my own world. So that's what God is trying to do. That's what it is. He's trying to get you to die to your old way of doing things so that you can have love, so that you can have a new version of love. So he's asking you to transform your world. Focus on your positive aspects and you will start feeling better. What I want to read is, it is not your job to transform the world for others, but it is your job to transform it for you. A state of appreciation is pure connection to source where there is no perception of lack. And so when I read that, I got the idea of like, how people are feeling like, black love doesn't exist, love doesn't exist, and all of this stuff. It's like, it's not your job to prove to people that love exists or divine mates exist. Like, that's not my job. Like, I don't feel like I have to prove to you guys that you can find true love. It's on you. Like, you got to find that within yourself, just like I'm finding it within myself. And that's what God is telling you. Don't allow I keep saying that. Do not allow society to dictate what is true for you and what is the vision for you. You can have anything that you want. That's why I stopped really subscribing to Oprah, because she says shit like, you can't have it all. Yes, the fuck I can. I can have it all. Just because you made that limitation on yourself, just like this card said, just because you told yourself you can't have it all, don't mean that I can't have it all. Okay? In the middle, for Two of Pentacles, it says, I'm becoming more aware about my money. I'm becoming more aware of my feelings about money. And so this card is kind of like a two-parter. Not only are you paying attention to where your attention goes, but God is also telling you to get in your body. Pay attention to how you feel. Don't you feel like shit when you're constantly thinking about all the stuff that happened to you, all the guys that did you wrong? Don't that make you feel like shit? Right. So why stay there? Why keep focusing on that? Don't you feel good when you're reading a romance novel? Don't you feel good when you're watching the movie and you get to see love played out? Don't you want that in your life? Why don't you start imagining that in your life? Why don't you replace some of those ancient thoughts with, oh, it would be amazing if, angel number 2950, right? Make the decision. When it comes for the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, God says money isn't everything, but you are right when you think money isn't everything. You certainly do not need money to have joy in your experience. But in your society, where so much of what you live is tied to money in some way, most of you associate money with freedom. And since freedom is the basic tenet of your being, then coming into alignment with money will help you establish a balanced footing that will be of value to you and all the other aspects of your life. So what God is trying to get you to understand, not only about love, we have to understand that this is all a love reading, but I also feel like what God is saying, like a one-off, is that if you are having issues with, money, if you find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, you gotta also you have to let me slow down. You have to realize that a lot of this world try to separate the money and spirituality, but they go hand in hand. If you can trust God to take care of your day to day, you can trust God to bring the love in your life. If you can trust God to, make sure that you have food in you have food in your refrigerators, clothes on your back, gas in your car, then you can trust God to bring in the love of your life, the life of your dreams and your fantasies. So that's what God is saying. Start dealing with the small stuff, angel number 31. Deal with the little things. Deal with trusting God to, trusting God to have the strength to be on your own. Trusting God enough and I feel like that's what he's saying. He's like, just trust me. If you can learn to trust me, if you can learn to trust that everything that you come up in your mind, everything that you desire, that means that you can acquire. If you can learn to trust that and then start putting positive intention on the things that you really want, when you feel bad, understanding why you feel bad and then turning your attention to something else, then you can get whatever. Everything can come to you. But it really all starts with you. So I feel like this month, my beautiful Aquarius, that God is really wanting you to get very, very clear about what you're giving your attention to and how you feel in your body. Because I feel like what's happening for some of you guys is that you can feel this love coming in. You can want this love. You could have met this person, but if you don't feel like you're worthy of it, if you don't feel like you can create this vision of it, then it's not going to come and you can fuck it up. And I don't want you to fuck up your blessing. The last thing is saying it better it gets. So I don't want you to think, oh, stuff is just starting to feel so good. Does that mean that something's going to go wrong? No. That means that the karma is done. The better it gets, the better it gets. That means things are just going to get better and better. And so embrace it. Embrace this, but really work on yourself. Really work on how you feel about love and what's your relationship with love this month. Hey, God. What happens for my beautiful Aquarius if they take this attitude of giving their attention to the positive aspects of their life? What if they really begin to get in sync with their body, dying to those old ways of being, focus on their vision that they want to create on their life, and begin to walk that way and allow themselves to appreciate great things? What comes for them, God? How exactly do they transform their world, God? Just give us one card, and he gave us two. Jealousy and the major life change. And so I feel like what God is saying is that wasn't this card, it was transform the world. And so what God is saying is that maybe as you start going on this journey, you may see some of your friends or some of your people, they may feel uncomfortable, or they may make you say, oh, you're silly for feeling that way, or you're silly, you're thinking that you can have that. They're just jealous. They just didn't do the work. Exactly. I hate using this word jealous, but it is. It's just because they haven't done the work to realize that it's possible for them. What God is saying, do not, and that's my third time saying, do not focus on what the outside world, with your friends or your mama, your daddy, what anybody else is saying. Focus in on what you want and what you really want to experience. And then give nothing but your attention to that. If you do that, then a major life change will be on your way. You will completely transform your world, and you will begin to go on discovery of birthing a new reality. All right, that is all the messages I have for you, Aquarius. I really truly hope that it was beneficial to you. If you made it to the end of this video, give me a thumbs up or drop your key takeaways down below. Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Namaste. Angel number 3434. See you soon.